Okay, this video is for strengthening the upper body to engage the core to improve your posture. So in particular, we're working on the lower trapezius muscle and trying to open up through the pecs. So really trying to lift up through the chest while contracting the core down. So all you need for this class is a resistance band, light to medium, and if you have it, a set of 2-pound weights or 1 kilo. So to begin, we're coming down onto the ground, landing the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. And we're just going to soften the elbows, so try not to lock out the joints, and then begin to hug your belly button into the spine. And so if you're not sure what that means, start to feel as though you're trying to stop yourself from urination. So there's an internal squeeze where the core engages, the pelvic floor contracts, and then we start to get some protection around the lower spine. So we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. Just allow the natural flow of your breath. You should be starting to feel some warmth in the belly, squeezing through the internal muscles of the core. And just remembering that a strong posture is heavily impacted by the strength of your core. So that's what supports the lumbar spine or the lower back. Take a long exhale here, contracting the belly button down into the spine. And then begin to squeeze your shoulder blades together. So keep the core engaged, and you should notice that the chest gently lowers, and then the winging of the shoulder blades at the back happens. Let's begin to push the hands into the ground. Try to separate your shoulder blades and round through the upper spine. So you should feel all of the muscles through the shoulders engage. So squeeze the shoulder blades together, down the back. Try to pull them away from the ears, and then pushing away as you separate. Squeezing together and pushing away. All the while trying not to let this happen with the pelvis, right? So we want to keep the core engaged, squeezing the shoulder blades down the back, pushing away. You've got 2 more. Squeezing and pushing. Last one. And pushing. Nice. Now, just landing your left hand underneath the chest and then just opening up through your right palm. So just with the intention of opening up through your right chest, reaching up and out of the pecs here. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, land that right palm down underneath the chest. Replace that left hand, opening up through that left side body. So really normal to get some spinal pops here. Lowering the hand down. Big breath in, open up through the right side. Use your breath. Exhale as you land the hand back down. One more big breath in, down into the belly, expanding through the lower belly, contracting the core as you come down. Very nice. Now, we're going to keep the hands grounded. One last movement here on our hands and knees. Tuck through your toes and really press into the toes. So we're going to engage the core, so belly button hugs into the spine, and then just lift your knees gently off the ground. Try to pull the shoulders away from the ears. We're here for 5. You should feel the core engage. 4, shoulders firing on. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Let's start to come up to standing and take that resistance band with you. So, placing those hands on either side of the strap. All right, you can adjust where the hands are on the strap. The further away they are, the less impact you have. So the less tension, the closer the hands are, the more tension. So let's stack from the bottom up. So knees are soft, meaning there's a micro bend in them. Belly button hugs into the spine. So begin to press the pelvis forward. Roll the shoulders back and away from your ears. And then let's widen out through the hands. Let's take a big breath in, widen them and start to add tension to that strap. You should feel your shoulder muscles engage, and then reaching the hands all the way up above the head. As you exhale, allow that strap to come all the way back behind you. Let's use a more forceful breath. Inhale and exhale in front. Reach in front, keep separating the hands. Inhale to lift. Exhale behind you. Nice. Inhale. Exhale. Big breath in, expand the belly, keep the core engaged. Exhale. Last one. Coming out in front. Very nice. Just rolling the shoulders, starting to feel a little bit more blood flow in them. And then just for now, you can place that strap down on the ground. All right, we're going to work on some mobility of the shoulders. And don't worry if you don't get this right the first time. It does take some time. It's learning coordination in the brain as well as in the physical body. So to start off, once again, we have soft knees. Core is engaged, so we're not allowing the spine to arch. We want to keep that pelvis pressed forward. All right, palms can face open. And then all we're going to do is start to bounce the hands back, right? So slowly starting to lift the arms up to shoulder height. And here you should feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. We're starting to lift the arms up a little bit higher. You should notice that there's a lot of temptation for the spine to arch, but you're going to keep the core engaged. And then let's come back down through the shoulder height, down rib height, and then in line with the hips. Let's move again, breathing in, breathing out as you come up. All the way up as high as you can go with the core engaged. Keep finding that buoyancy and then making our way back down. So palms are still facing forward and we'll go through this slowly. Let's bring the hands back up in line with the shoulders. Now turn your left palm in and keep your right palm turning out. So we've got internal rotation of that left shoulder, external rotation of your right shoulder. All right, now let's flip. Right palm turns in, left palm turns out, and then keep pulsing. Let's start to bounce as we flip the palms. So open one side, close the other. Open one side, close the other. Let's alternate. Moving slow. Stay with your breath. Open, close. You should be starting to feel some fatigue in the shoulders, right? We've stayed up for a little while here now, so we're starting to really engage those muscles of the upper back. And then let's get to that level 3. Let's start to move the arms all the way up. Keep turning the palms in and out, and then start to make your way back down. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together, flipping the palms on each bounce. Let's make our way back up. All the way up. And then all the way back down. And it's okay if it looks really funny. Right, keep internally and externally rotating those shoulders. Let's take a little shake out of the hands, find some buoyancy in the legs, roll the shoulders. Right, you're likely starting to feel a bit of heat here now. All right, let's start to pick up those weights. All right, if you don't have weights, you can do this with water bottles in the hands. You can even do it without weights. It's just good to have a reference point and something to hold so that you are carrying some weight in the muscles. So I'm turning to the side so that you can see me stacking joints. So knees are soft, pelvis presses forward, core engages. Weights and hands are in line with the shoulders, and same movement that we did on our hands and knees, but this time we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep the arms straight, and then pushing all the way forward. Breathing in, squeeze the shoulder blades together, breathing out as you push. You've got 10 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 9. 8. 7. 6. Keep the core engaged, knees are soft. 5. 4. Keep the arms nice, long and straight. 3. Weights in line with the shoulders for 2. You can do it. Last one. Squeeze and push. Release the hands down. Let's roll the shoulders. Get some blood flow. Nice work. All right, keep those knees soft. Feet are just a little wider than hip distance apart. Core is engaged. Press the pelvis forward. Palms open wide. I've still got the weights in my hands, but you can do it without the weights if the shoulders are, fatiguing a bit. What we're going to focus on is squeezing the shoulder blades together as you rise the hands all the way up in line with the shoulders and then bring the palms together in front. Open out to the side, squeeze the shoulder blades together and then lowering them down. So the focus here, so continue with me, the focus here is getting your shoulder blades to move, right? We're trying to get more blood flow, more activation in those muscles underneath the shoulder blades so that the shoulders open up a little more, right? And the chest rises. 2 more. Nice. Last one. Lift all the way up. Separate the shoulder blades. Feel them squeeze together as you open and then closing down. Let's roll those shoulders. Very nice. All right. Now, drop those weights. Let's pick up that resistance band once again. Palms can face up, knees can be nice and soft. Let's press the pelvis all the way forward and then roll the shoulders all the way back. Close down the palms. So same as before, the further away your hands are, the easier this is. The closer the hands are, the harder it is. So you get to choose the resistance level. We're working the muscles all down the front of the arm and all up through the top of the shoulder. All the while, keeping the elbows close towards the rib cage. So really hug them in. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, pull the band apart, widen the hands. Inhale to release. Exhale to widen. Inhale. Press the elbows into the rib cage, open the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale to release. Exhale to squeeze open. Nice work. You've got 5 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one here. Opening up nice and wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. And then you can release. Roll the shoulders. Nice. All right. Let's place that strap down. Now we're just going to place the hands behind the back, interlace the hands, core engages, and then just pull the knuckles down. So we're opening up through the chest, all right? Knees are soft. And then just drop your chin down to your chest. So you should get a nice stretch here through the back body. All right, keep pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Focus on relaxing the jaw. And then slowly start to lift the hands up. You should feel the shoulder blades come together. You're likely to meet some resistance if you're super tight. And start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bend into those knees a little more and maybe you fold forward. So starting to lean forward, chin to chest, lift the hands up and over the body. And if you're here, that's okay. That's why we're here, right? So coming further forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together as much as you can. It should feel really warm in there, right? And then starting to lift up through the chest. Keep those hands interlaced. Pull the hands down and then let's tuck the chin all the way down to the chest. Nice work. Just stay here for one more big breath in. Long breath out. All right, let's release the hands. Shake out through those hands. You're likely to feel some pins and needles, right? Just getting some blood flow again. We're just going to finish off with a little bit more resistance with that band. So let's step onto the band. All right, walk the hands further down the strap, palms facing towards the body. So we're just going to come into a bent over row, but we're pulling the elbows all the way back. All right, so keeping the chest open, pull the shoulder blades away from the ears and the elbows come all the way back. So I'm going to lean all the way forward, soft bend in the knees, reaching down, take a big breath in, and then exhale, pull on that band, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And if you notice that this is really easy, you can walk your hands further down that strap, so that you're pulling a lot more resistance, squeezing into the shoulder blades. So continue on. We've got 15 of these. Squeezing down the back and releasing. Nice. Squeezing and releasing. 13 more. Focus on the core engagement, reaching through the crown of the head, so we're not leaning forward and rounding through the spine, right? Turn to the side so you can see. So we don't want to be here, we want to be here, engaging all the back body muscles that you've just engaged to hold you here. You've got 10 more. Stay with your breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. 8 more. 7. Stay with your breath. Keep the core engaged. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. 5. 4. 3. 2. Squeeze together. And last one. Squeezing and releasing. All right, you can let that bend go. You can step out of the strap. Let's roll the shoulders and place the palms down on the belly. So soft bend in the knees. Let's set the tone for the day. Core engages, so belly button into the spine, and then just allow your breath to travel all the way down into your belly. So way past the chest, you want it to be down in the belly. Inhaling. Expand the belly like a balloon. Exhale out. Purse the lips. Like you're blowing out a candle. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the shoulders. You've got one more. Nice work today. Let's just release the hands. Shake them down. Find some buoyancy. Relax the knees. And then just roll those shoulders all the way back. So we're opening up through the chest. Nice work. Repeat this practice regularly to keep improving the posture.